Hello, and welcome to my channel. I am Damien Marie AtHope. In the simplest terms, I am an atheist humanist philosopher and prehistorical writer-researcher at DamienMarieAtHope.com. I am specifically an axiological atheist. An axiological atheism can be thought to involve ethical and value theory reasoned and moral argument driven apatheism, agnosticism, atheism, antitheism, antireligionism, secularism, and humanism. Axiological atheist can be understood as a value theory or a value science atheist. As an axiological atheism's ethically reasoned and constructive pro-humanity. I am an axiological thinker, value theorist. The science of goodness, worthiness, usefulness, valuableness, virtue, reliableness, accuracy, validity, morality, integrity, beneficialness, etc., etc. We axiologists have a value consciousness. And in general, we see the architecture of humanistic humanitarianism value in people that we see as dignity beings. Places and things are not. Axiology is a value theory. In its broadest sense, it involves areas of philosophy that are deemed to encompass some evaluative or evaluation aspect. Therefore, it crosses almost all domains in some way or another. Now for a more detailed terms as to what I am. I am an axiological atheist, an anti-theist, an anti-religionist, secularist, humanist, rationalist, writer, artist, poet, philosopher, advocate, activist with schooling in psychology, sociology, as well as I am an autodidact, self-taught in science, archaeology, anthropology, and philosophy. I promote science and am against pseudoscience, pseudohistory, pseudomorality, things that are found in religion. I support realism, axiology, of course, liberty, justice, ethics. I am also an anarchist socialist. I support anarchism and socialism, progressivism, liberalism, philosophy, psychology, archaeology, and anthropology, advocating for sexual, gender, child, secular, LGBTQIA+, race, class rights, and equality. So if you can guess from all that, I support or challenge that I have an eclectic variety of videos on a variety of topics. Please take time to check them out, as well as if you enjoy them, please give them a like. And don't forget to subscribe, as new things are on their way all the time for my channel.
Okay.
That's happened before one time, and I did this awesome conversation, which actually that's why I feel like whenever someone gets the opportunity to listen to Damien speak, they're getting an awesome conversation because
Well, there you go.
I'm a deep person. I always tell people I'm deep. I'm deep like the fucking ocean. Okay, I mean deep. That's why there's nothing you can say that'd be too deep for me to take. That's why I tell two people too. To me, I care so much about children. I would take on the emotional weight of the world just so one kid would not be abused.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fucking pisses me off. Anyways, I'll talk about that too. I don't know if you read anything about me, but I was severely abused as a child, like criminal neglect and all kinds of criminal abuse. I had my tailbone broke. I was brutalized as a child. I was neglected and all of it. Anyways, is it recording yet? What the heck with that one? project. Hold on. Open. Yeah, but it's because like another thing two people don't get. Like sometimes, like I've walked out of atheist meetings because someone will say something to me, and I want to do something not nice.
Yeah.
And so I just leave because it's safer for me just to leave because I want to be a good person. Like I said, I want to be a good human being, but I am a sociopath, and if I push myself, I can kill people. I mean, that's not a big push for me. That's why people always are surprised why I keep saying, "May I be kind." They're like mantras, like people do or whatever. I'm not saying that's
Right.
religion, but I'm saying I say it again to myself again. I need to hear it again. Like, and people go, "Why do you keep doing that?" How often does an athlete practice their sport? Even a really good athlete, right? They all do. In fact, if they didn't, you wouldn't think of them as a good athlete.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Good behavior is not a fucking accident. Done. It's not an accident.
Well, that's just it. And I mean, without getting into the dynamics of sociopathy, everybody in the world has that tendency to be cruel and kind in varying degrees. And if they let themselves be cruel all the time, then they'll just be cruel all the time.
Well, yeah. And that's why I always tell my wife, I go, "Do you hit babies?" Because she was saying, "I can't control my anger." And I said, "Do you hit babies?" And she's like, "Well, of course not." And I said, "Yeah, I've never, in our whole marriage, 16 years together, I have never, not one time, ever called her a bad name. Not once. Never. I've never hit her, not once. You know what I'm saying? So, but why? It's not because I didn't want to. Not because my sick mind couldn't have justified any kind of nonsense.
Right.
So, but to me, I want to just real quick go back to my whole life.
Sure.
Hi everyone, I am Damien Marie AtHope, and I'm an axiological atheist. And today I'm talking with a good friend, or someone I hope is a friend, and we're going to have a conversation. And I think it's going to be one that's going to be a little bit different because I wanted to give you a little bit more of my background than just I'm an atheist, which is I give you a lot of. And this is going to be what some people call politics, but that's not really accurate for me. In fact, the person that I'm going to be talking with used the word, "I want to hear your politics," and it was like somebody had stuck a tick on me, and it was like, "Ooh, damn, what the heck? I need to get this off." So, I mean, for me, it bothered me for like days. I was like, "Why does that name politics? I want to hear your politics," and I was like, that doesn't feel comfortable. I don't even know how to explain how that felt. But like I said, other than that it was like I'm running into Damien world, which I always tell people too. You need to understand, almost all my ideas are either directly mine or from my wife. Not from Karl Marx, not from McCall Balkin or some other anarchist, Pierre Madon, whatever his name, I can't remember now, but it's not from some philosopher. I have never read any philosopher. I've never read any book by any socialist, any anarchist.
Okay.
I'm a lazy street kid who doesn't give a fuck about bullshit like reading books. Now, I have forced myself to become more than that. So I always tell people I fucking hate reading. Fucking hate it with a fucking passion. And I understand people that love books in science and everything feel really angry when I say this. But you need to correct and listen to me. I have PTSD. I have had an abused childhood. I am from the fucking ghetto. Okay? I've been shot at. I've been stabbed. I was jumped at the fucking school event at 13. Okay? I am from the streets. I have done things that is not right, and that if anyone ever found out exactly what I've done, I could actually probably be, suffering for that kind of thing. And certainly, if nothing else, in my heart, I feel shame for some of the things that I've done. And so when people think that I'm kind and it's so easy for me, and well, of course, Damien, you just always been kind. Oh, hell the fuck no. In fact, let me inform you that somebody can research in my school records at Self High School, which was secondary educational learning facility that I got stuck in because I got kicked out of regular high school because I was so violent. And I punched a kid in front of his father in the principal's office as I was already suspended.
Right.
Because I was that violent. I wasn't done fighting. And he goes, is it over? And I go, no. And he goes, well, he was like shocked. I was like, dude, who are you dealing with, man? I'm not done beating his ass. What do you mean? Did you stop me? Yes, you did. Was I done? He was on the ground. Yes. Did I punch him several times and knock him against the fence? Yes. But I wasn't done. So, anyways, but that's why people don't understand. It's not natural for me to be kind. It's not natural for me to even be caring. It's completely natural to me, selfish, arrogant, egotistical, maniacal even, because I'm smart, right? Maniacal, and totally self-focused and taking advantage and coercion and all kinds of bullshit. Because I'm really good at manipulating people through talking. Okay. I do it all the time. In fact, this morning, there was a person that was a bigot, and I was able to school them with, how many sentences would say? 3. And they deleted their post.
Okay,
they were
nice.
They were a troll, and in 3 comments, I demoralized them to the point so good, which I actually teach in my thing. They're called dignity attacks, and they are life-changing for people. Do not see them as a character assassination, because that's not what they are. What it is, it's like holding you accountable to a high standard of ethics, and then showing you that you do not hold this standard, and that you should actually feel deep shame because you do not hold this standard. And how dare you think you could talk down to me?
Right.
When you don't hold this standard. I mean, I've had people apologize to me, tell me I'm a good guy, want to be my friend. I have half the people, like, I'm an atheist, right? I have half people that follow me are religious. You know why? My character. That's it. And I always tell people, I'm always surprised when they think I'm not like the best atheist in a sense. I am. You don't want to know why? Because I don't focus on atheism. That's why I'm the best. And that's why all of us, anyone who does my style, which is you focus on, this is another fucking person who doesn't know how to think. My job is not to teach them atheism. My job is to teach them thinking. I don't teach people anarchism. But do you know how many people, and even now college professors, have been liking my anarchist posts? Maybe I'm starting to make people fucking think. You know why though? Because I don't go around constantly saying anarchist this and fuck the the bourgeois or whatever. I don't call people comrades. I treat you like a fucking person. And I try to treat even that bigot today. I did not say one thing that bigot could actually hold against me. And that's what they don't understand about why it's so strong, my style. I stay like a laser point on my ethics. I'm so fucking ethical that nothing they do can even do. In fact, I have this one blog, which I know probably people don't read because it's a long blog, but it's 3 days of me with this bigot. And at the end, he agrees. It's Christian and a bigot. He's a racist, Christian, Trump-supporting bigot, whatever. He's everything that I am against. And at the end, he said, I admit I was wrong. And I said, yeah. And when you realize that you're a liar, and you realize that lying is a sin, you realize you're a failure to Jesus. And I called him the devil. I said he was possessed by demons. I told him that Jesus is ashamed of him. I said, you embarrassed my mother's Christianity. But I know how to do a way of, I would say that my style, if you watch it, people think it's super abusive, almost.
Okay.
It's not. Because if you listen to what it really is, it's just me holding you accountable, holding you accountable, holding you accountable. And I talk to you like I'm an authority. You're not going to talk to me like that. That is a logical fallacy. I don't know. Why do you feel that adding to your old bad thinking with this new logical fallacy is somehow going to make it work? Right. I talk down to them in a way that makes them, I'm the authority. And it also helps them understand how ludicrous their position, like their person, like I'm going to explain to you. Call me fat. Call me fat. No. My point was, that's fine, I'll do it. I'm fat, right? So the reason I wanted to explain this to you is I want to show you how to use my style and how it is so fucking powerful because it doesn't require power. It's the fighting without fighting. Dude, I'm like fucking, how to explain it? My style is like the Matrix. It's like like the anarchism, you step outside of the bullshit and you're looking down going, wow, seriously? That is what my style is like you can do in thinking. I take the mind and I pull it away and I can look down on it. My thinking, your thinking, what's happening, the whole process, and then I'm able to navigate, which I call my style, and in general, truth navigation. Because we're going to navigate truth. Either we're going to find out you have truth together, or you don't together.
Right.
And most of the time, people figure out real quick with me, you don't have the truth. Because most people make claims they can't even begin to support.
Yeah, that's the trouble is like too many of us, like in the atheist and skeptical world where we started, we were taught to like educate with, like we were taught to argue with facts. You know, we use facts and evidence and supporting, you know, this, and that doesn't actually convince very many people.
Well, here's the thing I tell them too. The problem is not facts. The problem is you suck as a fucking teacher. Sorry, fuck you. It's you. It is not the facts. Sorry, facts are fine. You're the fucking problem.
Well, the facts are fine. Yeah.
Facts. You'll have what's called the hammer of truth, and you will fucking use facts and smash the fucking shit out of people.
Yeah, the facts are fine.
My blogs, watching my videos, I smash through people like they're fucking butter. Whoop, 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 whoop. I even have a meme that shows a whole bunch of things all smashed on the ground and me standing there with the blood dripping on. That is what it's like, dude. I can slaughter people in thinking. But it's because it's a process that I get, other people don't. Like a lot of people don't understand. When you wake up in the morning, you start feeling your body before you have good thinking. Because you certainly wouldn't want the moment you wake up, which you realize you're awake, right? So you're now no longer sleeping.
Yeah.
So the moment that of awakeness is not the moment of deep thinking. Correct?
Definitely
I know I'm
not.
a deep thinker, and that is not the moment that I do my best deep thinking. Right?
I'm a person who gets up very rapidly and can start my day right away.
So, but you would say that
I still don't.
For a second, if I asked you to tell me a life and death decision that's ethical, you could make the correct decision you would stand on in 100 years from now.
Yeah, no.
No, I wouldn't either.
I think not.
So my point is that we had this delusion that, like, well, not delusion, but because we think, that makes us think that thinking is where it starts. But that is not where it starts. It's not. Just think of life itself. We have to remember evolution. So I think it's the lack of evidence, not in a lack of understanding how to teach evidence, not evidence itself.
Right.
So evidence itself, right, is just a group of information. But the problem is there's too much. Like, say for my book, it was going to be 6,000 pages, just so everybody know. Why is it taking 10 years? How the fuck do you make that into one book?
Right.
I've been trying. Believe me. It's been fucking hard. Then I really realized, to go off the side note with the book real quick, what I realized, I have to just do art. I can't really explain all this. It's impossible. Not only that, like most people, you don't read the blogs. Most people don't read the blogs. They don't read. So if you put too much writing, they won't read it anyways.
No, that's right. It's got to be a 5-minute read.
So I realized I'm an anarchist. I have no problem working around things. Oh, I'm also a mutualist, by the way. I'm a mutualist, collectivist, anarchist, socialist, whatever the fuck. To me, I just say I'm an anarcho-humanist, or you could say I'm an axiological leftist. Is probably the most accurate. Okay. Because axiology is in a sense the study or the research of value, goodness, worth, truth, ethics, accuracy, logic, reason, anything that's like positive towards that, like proof. It's hard for people to understand how axiology thinks, because when we say value, it is like anything that could relate to that. It is like every field of thinking. Ethics, feminism, anarchism, socialism, atheism, it doesn't not even matter. It's any field that involves the brain. Now, if it doesn't involve thinking, well, okay, fine. But if it involves, because the reason you understand is axiology is an evaluation. It's like value judging. So it's like, imagine science where you didn't value judge anything. You couldn't have science. There would not be no, because science is the conclusion at the end. So how would you be able to, and remember, you got to evaluate every sometimes thing to get the group of things to then understand the pattern. for science or whatever. So you would understand nothing because all those are levels of evaluation or levels of value judgments.
Yeah,
You're
it's
looking at all
like a comparison would be like at a newspaper, the editor has to choose stories. The scientist has to choose the things they continue forward studying.
Right. So, but axiology is both of those, all of them. Every time you make any, in other words, animals make axiological judgments. Just so you know, there's a neuroscientist. I can't remember the book's name. Sorry. Somewhere. Nope. I was like solving this something. Nope. Anyways, whatever.
That's
He's
all right.
a neuroscientist and an axiologist. There's only one, so I mean it should be easy. But anyways, can't remember. But anyway, so he wrote in the book, interesting, because I carried up. Listen, let me explain this real quick. So I was a bad, terrible kid, violent, and I was abused. I had my tailbone broken by my father. I've been beaten, all kinds of, starved. In fact, I ate dog food and grass. I was starving, I didn't have shelter. I had medical neglect. I mean, I had pretty much almost every abuse you could have. I had sexual abuse. I mean, I just had massive abuse. What that I would say did for me was made me realize, even though now I'm a big, tough person, which I'm genderqueer and intersex male, but big person, and I'm tough, and most people would not even want to. In fact, some people get scared just me standing near them, and they get scared because they feel this almost like heat coming off of me. It's just, in fact, just so people understand, and I know this sounds weird to some people, but I have before, not so much now because I'm like more injured after a truck accident. But when I was like in my 30s, dude, when I would walk into a store, I'd have people shake my hands. Big guys would come over just out of the blue, just come shake my hands. It's big dogging. It's a king of the hill. They're acknowledging the big dog has just entered the room, which is so weird to me because my personality is so anarchist. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Hierarchies are bad. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm like, what? Not nothing. Fuck, get away from me. Like, oh man, look, I'm cool like you. I'm like, dude, what? Dude, fuck, don't get that on my clothes. I mean, but it's so hard for me because, like you said, because I was so abused and neglected, I had criminal neglect. I mean, I had left. I was even one time, my dad took me to the store and just fucking left me. Went home intentionally. Didn't give a fuck. I think he was hoping I got kidnapped and raped and killed. I mean, my family just did, because I was intersex, I believe. I don't know 100% proof of that, but I do have proof they knew, and I have proof they didn't like it, and they were uber Christians, and they had a non-boy, and a not girl, and
messed with their whole binary thinking.
Yeah, because they don't want me to exist, but I do exist, and so in fact, it's really fucked up too. How fucked up they are in religion. So you can know my love for religion is very low. I'm an anti-religionist. I welcome that, no problem. I was treated like a fucking dog shit by religion, so fuck off.
Yeah.
And also I understand the toxic. I have tons of understanding about religion now because I have ever since 2006 really I've been researching the evolution of religion. Because this is what happened. Once I was a bad person, right? And then I finally got sober. I thought I found Jesus, and I got off drugs and alcohol. I was in AA and NA and fucking all kinds of stuff. It basically, became a new kind of cult member. And I went to their general service and their general rep, and I went to Akron, Ohio, and I saw Dr. Bob's house. I was a nutcase fanatic. I'm a hardcore person, so you can imagine how, like you said,
you went full in. Yeah.
How am I politically? I think I'm going to be killed within the next year, but yeah, other than that, I'm doing just fucking fine. So how am I politically? I don't know. A nuclear bomb about to go off, I think. So. Because but I was thinking like when someone's called me a social justice warrior, and I go, you say that if it's a bad thing.
Well, yeah,
I said that doesn't sound bad.
Whoever coined that term has no idea.
If you're a social justice warrior, I'm like, cool, thanks. I was a compliment.
Well, of course.
Cool.
I'm a person who fights for social justice. I'm a champion,
motherfucker. Yeah.
That's right. This is how this works.
Gladiator for fucking social justice. Goddamn right.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm in the fucking streets. I've been in the streets. I have fucking stopped fights, started fights. I have defended fucking people of color. In fact, it reminded me one time. I was telling my wife that because I was in talk to you, it came up. I hadn't thought about it in a long time. She tried to help me figure out how old I was, because it's hard. My brain is like on fire all the time, like thinking like, oh, it's like I always tell people, you know what it feels like in my brain? It feels like a lake of fire of reason, and it's just fucking popping with ideas. Just fucking, I'm like, fuck. Anyways, but I like it. Because that's
Well,
also
for sure.
sometimes I can lose myself, or I think too fast for people, or I talk too fast. But anyway, so I'm the kind of person too that's not very like teachers that are. I'm real creative. I understand a lot, but I'm not very like follows the rules and I'm like fucking all over the place and shit. But you understand, you get a bunch of cool shit. But yeah, it's not gonna be like. But I had one person try to tell me, do I have like some sort of autism or something? No, I'm a sociopath. I have PTSD, severe PTSD from fucking child abuse, severe criminal child abuse. Okay, I mean, I still, to this fucking day, when I sit down, I have pillows on my chair so I don't have to hurt my tailbone, which was broken from my father, who hit me by the back of my tailbone with a fucking 2x4. For spanking, because spoil the rod, spoil the child.
Right.
He spoiled me all right. I was about to kill his ass. So, I mean, and I went out and was hurting animals and hurting people and just being a fucking piece of garbage. And that's what I wanted to tell you, too. What happened is I got to where I did things where when I looked in the mirror, I really fucking hated me. I really thought I was a piece of fucking dog shit. And I go, man, the world will really be better if I wasn't even existing.
Mm.
And then I started to feel bad for the first time, because I hadn't ever been introspective. I didn't really think about anything. I mean, seriously, I just did whatever the fuck I wanted. It wasn't that I was intentionally trying to hurt you personally.
Right.
I just didn't see you. I just said, oh, I need to feel good. Boom! I feel good now.
Yeah, I think that what you're describing is an experience that I think a lot of people actually have, that have gone through abuse, and even people who have been abused by the system that we live in.
Oh, like, dude, I got abused by a system. That reminds me. I was talking to my wife about that too the other day. The system. Fuck. I love when people try to go, oh, but Damien, if anyone would have known, they would have helped you. Let me check that privilege, because I was the abused kid that was not the fuck listened to. And let me explain to you all that not listened to. Let's start with, the first teacher in, kindergarten, when I beat the fucking shit out of the kid and sent him to the hospital. Or was that first grade? Oh, that's right. I got held back a year, so it was kindergarten, but I had done kindergarten twice because I was so aggressive, so like violent and just antisocial, probably a better word, not violent. So that was violent later. At that time, I think I was just antisocial. I didn't do what you wanted. I didn't fucking care.
Right.
You abused me, and I still didn't fucking care. I was just a complete absolute rebel. And so at that point, so they already knew there was massive problems, and they found out, why is he acting like this? And to me, you should always know that is weird. Either I have massive mental problems, I need to go to a mental hospital, or I'm getting something external with me is making me react out of need.
Yeah. I don't know how old you are, but which
49.
I guess is okay. So you're a little bit older than I am, but when in our age group in that time, they didn't think of causal effects. It was like
they didn't care. But even worse, they just didn't care. Look, let me finish, dude. So it's bad. It gets worse. I mean, so it starts at the beginning of my. That's what I'm just trying to say. It's so bad. It's my whole life. My whole life was no one ever listened. So they'll use if they would have listened. So they didn't listen there. Yeah. Then at second, forget that. Anyway, about fourth grade, sixth grade, I can't remember now exactly. I was real inappropriate. I didn't know, like one time I liked pink because I'm genderqueer. So I like nail polish and doing my eyes. I don't like guys. I like women. I just am, because I'm different, man.
Yeah,
I'm not defending it. No one has to defend it. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help people understand. So all I'm talking is really not just for you personally. I'm trying to tell the whole public. I already have about 150,000 people to follow me. I'm just trying to, for the first time, I don't talk like real personal. So I'm just trying to be more personal and not about atheism, just about Damien, but like explaining like how it interacts with like my anarchist. Because I tell people I'm not. Like, in other words, if you said I'm not an anarchist, it would never bother me. If you said I was not a good human, I'd probably go and think about it deeply. And if I felt you were right, I would feel ashamed, and I would fucking change. That's it. So when someone one time says, "Well, I don't think you're an anarchist," I go, "Okay, what am I?" Because all I'm telling you is I'm a good human. You know what a good human does? Whatever it takes to help everyone. That's what a good human does. So if you think that's what I am, and that's an anarchist, or that's not an anarchist, I'm fine with that. But if you think that's not what I am, what I just told you, I'm not fine with that. I don't care if someone thinks I'm a socialist or doesn't think I'm a socialist. I don't care. I'm not going to defend socialism. You know what I'm going to defend? Being a fucking good human. And I don't care what the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
To me, it is not even a civil society, for me personally. It is not a civil society that any child in this fucking country ever goes hungry one meal. Even one meal. Already, I'm pissed the fuck off. Dude, I starved.
It's a thing that I've seen a lot of in, like, because I do travel online in a lot of anarchist and communist circles, right? Like, but a lot of it revolves around this kind of where they think you need to know history and you need to know you need to have read all the theory and all this. And basically what it boils down to me is like, okay, I've got a basic understanding of what communism is and anarchism is, and I want to use those tools to make life better for everybody.
I agree with that.
That's why
I say too, I don't like to call myself a communist, but if someone feels that what I just said is a communist, I'm fine with that. Because once again, to me, it's the values I care about, not what the words you use. I couldn't care less. You can invent a new word. As long as it means the same values, that's all I care about.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the thing that always gets to me is why I'm supposed to know all this fucking history. Like, I have no way of knowing all of the history of communism and capitalism. And I do know a fair amount, but there's no way I'm going to know all of it.
Well, just like me, and that's a good point too. A lot of people assume I know more than I know because I know so much about ancient history, like religion and like culture. That yes, I could tell you when states started. I know when the oppressive of women started. I know when slavery sort of started. It's about 7,000 years ago, and then by 5,000 it became 6,000 slavery became the norm. By 5,000, it was like spread like big, like because there was empires. So that's when, to me, religion gets a military. Oh, that became good because now we can make everyone believe like us, and that's when, of course, we really know the good stuff started. In fact, there's been war from that point on. At 4,953 or something years.
Okay.
There's been non-stop war. Non-fucking-stop war. Somewhere in the world, there's always been war for 4,950 years. It's disgusting. And I really see it all as a state problem. Because ever since empires happened, there's been non-fucking-stop wars. Because guess what an empire wants to do? Two things. Keep itself and expand. Both those are violent activities. To me. So, I mean, people don't understand. Like, I laugh when people try to challenge, especially me, about anarchism and stuff. Like I said, it's not that I try to defend anarchism, which, of course, here's the thing, too. I do defend anarchism. I do defend socialism. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that's not the goal. If somehow you can show me something that's wrong, okay. That doesn't make me not like the idea. You just show me something that needs to change. Fine.
Let's change it then.
I'm like, you do realize I am an anarchist, dude. I do not fix to an idea. Not Marx, not socialism, not anarchism, not fucking anything. Nothing, zero, nothing. And then guess what? Nothing, motherfucker. That's why I'm such a free thinker. you can't fucking beat me because nothing, even my own ego, I will throw my ego in the fucking fire, jump on it with you. Kill that motherfucker. Hell yeah, bitch. Die, ego.
That's always like the one great thing about anarchism is that it can be pragmatic and it can maneuver with the evidence, and like we can learn and adapt.
To me, I love anarchism. So don't get me wrong when I say I don't support it. It's what I mean is that's not the goal. I do support it. Anarchism is fucking beautiful. It's like, but to me, a better word for it would just be humanity.
Yeah.
Everyone else calls it anarchism, is what I would say. I just call the shit humanity. You motherfuckers are calling me an anarchist, and I'm like, okay, fine, cool,
sure.
Because I read what the definition is, and I'm like, okay. But this is what people understand. I was that, and then I found the term. I wasn't looked for the term and then became the anarchist. I was just Damien. And then Damien was told by people, man, you're acting like an anarchist. And I'm like, what's an anarchist? And they're like, well, it's a person that tells government to fuck off. And I'm like,
I mean, okay. Sounds good.
That may be my kind of person. And I'm like, did they say why? Oh, because they say it hurts people. I'm like, that's a good reason not to like something. That's a real good reason. I'm going to have to check out anarchism. Thank you. Like, well, I was saying as a put down. I'm like, sounds to me like a compliment.
Yeah.
I'm going to go check out anarchism. So once I checked out anarchism, I'm like, it reminded me when I read Genderqueer the first time. Not exactly the same. Genderqueer the first time, I cried.
Okay.
Because my entire life, I felt like an absolute fucking alone freak. An individual with no support from anyone, not even the gay community, not even now. Not that they don't support me a little bit, but it's mild. It's not big support. Once I say intersex, people just like close the fuck down and close shop and then even like one person goes, oh, I want having your coming out experience or whatever, your experiences, you suffered, if you suffered anything for your gender identity or whatever, like, yeah, dude, I was abused like most of my life, treated like absolute garbage, almost left to die, all because I'm intersex. I think that's a pretty fucking good story. And then I'm a success now, with my personality being caring about people. I think I'm pretty successful in that kind of a thing to me as a character. I'm talking about. I'm successful as I am a good person. Boy, to me, that's a thing hard to do. So that's a success.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. So to me, you would think, fuck, this guy's a success, and he went through this bullshit, and he's helping our community, and he cares. What the fuck? But I'm not gay. I'm not bi. I'm not trans. So fucking, I don't matter. That's what it feels like. I'm saying
that's disappointing.
Well, I don't feel attacked. So just so you know, I'm not saying that I feel like when I as an intersex person or genderqueer, I go in. I will take that back. No, I'll take it back a little bit. The genderqueer. When I went to a genderqueer group, I wanted to join because I felt good. I felt a little attacked. Not the one on Facebook. There was a group that was well welcoming, but one that was online at another place. Where was it at? Maybe it was a sex thing or something, like Fet Life or something, fetish.
Okay.
I dropped out because I realized, that's not really me. I was wanting to do like weird stuff, and most of it's more about like hurting people. And yeah, to me, violence I don't like at all. So violence added to sex, something I do like, just ruins the thing I fucking like. So for me,
sure.
I'm just saying,
yeah,
I'm
sure.
Like, yeah,
I don't know. I do not.
I've had. No.
I don't know that much about like fetishes. I'm a pretty vanilla guy.
Well, I'm not very vanilla. I'm like a swinger, nudist. I have an open marriage. My wife really doesn't do stuff so much now, but we've been put together, like I said, 16 years. So we fucked women together. We did a single guy. I did not do anything with him, but she did. I was there. I mean, but you did stuff with couples, but she really realized that she didn't really. She goes, "What do you really want?" I said, "I want to fuck women." She goes, "Okay." She goes, "Do I have to fuck these other guys?" And I said, "No, unless you want to." She says, "Well, I don't really want to fuck these guys anymore. Let's just fuck women." I said, "As if that is going to be a problem for me. we can only fuck women. Let's see if I can work that in. Yep, I can do it." So I had people try to tell me, "Oh man, you're like, just, abusing your wife, you're cheating on her and stuff. I mean, serious. I had 5 atheists unfriend me on Facebook simply because I have an open marriage and I have sex and my wife does not. She once in a while may, I don't ever want to talk for her, but may choose to join me with a woman that everybody feels it okay, but even then, probably be like one time, not like I'm not like a full-time girlfriend. She's also been abused severely, like me, and so she doesn't really. How to say it? I want to say it. It's odd. She really is caring for people, like deeply, way more than me, and I'm pretty damn caring for how much I want to change the world, really. She's just like such a more fragile. I'm like a fucking lion, so nothing fucking bothers me. You can fucking stick me with fucking knives and arrows. I just fuck you. You won't do what you tell me. Fucking. Zach De La Rocha. I went to school with him.
Oh, was that right?
Rage Against the Machine. Yeah, we were in the same. Not the original school. He was in. I think I'm not totally sure, but I think he was in University High School or maybe Woodbridge High School. I was in. No, he was in. I think Irvine or Woodbridge. I think. And I was in university, but we both ended up at the same continuation school.
Oh, okay.
I remember him coming up to me and going, "Hey, man, dude, have you checked out Bad Brains?" He goes, "Oh, man, they're cool. It's kind of like funk and rap and stuff." He goes, "And a kind of political message." Anyways, so that's my claim to fame. That's it. I don't remember a lot about him, but that one sort of thing.
Right.
I mean, he seemed cool. I mean, I totally digged his music. I mean, I rocked the fuck out of it because it almost is not exactly, but very, very close to mine. Let's say 98% or something. Almost everything he says, I agree with.
Right.
There's a few conspiracy theory things. No. That Malcolm X shit. No. The shit about 9/11. No, I don't believe that. But like almost everything else he says, and I think he talks about black nationalism. You can fucking knock that out for me.
Yeah.
Fuck nationalism of any fucking kind to me, personally.
Yeah. No, I'd have to agree with that. I don't know that I would worry like in general in the hierarchy of threats to society.
Oh, well,
black nationalism, right?
Well, I'm not some like.
No, I just like to make sure I clear things up.
Only thing I say is just not the nationalism. That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like, in fact, it reminded me, I pissed this one black racist off. I started like laugh when people are like, "Oh, you can't be racist." Well, first off, there's about 4 or 5 different kinds of racism: personal to yourself, towards others. There's systemic. There's, in a sense, like more like a power base, because like elite people, which is not the same as political, although you wouldn't know it in America, but it just seems like those lines are like fucking. But so my point is, so here's the thing: I cannot experience systemic racism as a white person from anyone.
Right.
That's what people get wrong. So some people, that's how people argue. I hear people argue. I'm a philosopher, and I'm also a value scientist. So I'd like this with a fucking scalpel and go. I take their ideas that they think are already taken. I fucking, I investigate them like you do with a fucking microscope. That's how I investigate things. It's like seriously fucking deep and thinking and critically, and I try to take my bias out completely. That's like some people, like when they talk to people on the right, they get real aggressive. Yeah, not me. Yeah. I'm gonna kick their ass with reason. I'm gonna show them through humanity they fucking suck dog balls. I don't even have to say they suck dog balls. They're gonna feel like they suck dog balls. They're gonna feel the shame. I don't need to do a fucking thing except show them how to think, and I do that by asking very good questions. Did that make you feel like a good human being to do that? When you just called me fat, would you say that's a person of high character that does that? Or would you say it's a person who is not serious? Am I to take you as a not serious person? Because I'm starting to feel like you're a joke, right? I mean, I should take you as a fucking joke, right? Or are you a critical thinker? Because I would like you to be. I mean, really. I would really like you to be a critical thinker. It would be helpful for both of us, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Right.
So my point, I like surround them with my ideas to where they feel like encompassed, and I could do it tons and tons and tons and tons and just fucking pile it on them, and in a sense, But if you investigate, I don't say anything that's untrue. Even like I also do what's called dignity enrichments. This is the other side of a dignity attack.
Okay.
This is when you throw it the other way and you give them positive. You know, it does seem like it's my problem, really, our disagreement. I understand when you're saying fat, you're a person of character. I'll assume, right? You're a person. In fact, you probably have the highest character, and I know I don't always. So we'll both agree that you are already a little bit more superior in that area than me, because I'm trying. But I understand you really respect people. I know that. So when you said fat, boy, I know it was out of love. And so even though it hurt, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take it as a compliment that you genuinely are a good person. Is that what I should say? Tell me right now, are you a good person?
That's an interesting approach.
Dude, I can work people with words like, anyways, but it's not magic. Just so people know, it's not magic. I'm not doing anything special. I'm not actually, it's a way of understanding how to use ethics and how to use dignity. But if you guys don't know dignity is even going on, if you don't know that you can do dignity attacks or dignity enrichments, you do them anyways. You just do them blindly.
Right.
Like, because your mind will say, how do I get over on this person? So you'll just kind of come up with some sort of a mental sabotage, or something. But it could be even a dignity attack. But mine, every single one are like dropping bomb, 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 bomb. Or I drop landmine, 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 and I just wait for you. And then as soon as you do, I just freaking knock your ass over.
Nice.
But it's mentally. But I want to people understand. I use all these good sociopath, manipulative understandings of the human mind that I could, in a sense, own my own cult because I understand. I understand it so good that I not only to just do it effectively, I could teach it effectively. In fact, so effectively, when I've even talked to people that are completely not very good at thinking, forget philosophy. I mean, just thinking. I'm not saying stupid, but not like smart.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just an average. When I mean average, I just mean like a general population. Generally, what people kind of people. In other words, if I start using a bunch of philosophy words, if I start saying that how I know truth is the ontology of truth, and the ontology of truth, I actually break down into 3 different parts, all ranging from always as axiology, the know nothing, to then learn everything. So it always starts with nothing and goes to everything. So it always starts at the pragmatic. And so the pragmatic theory of truth is how you understand the subjective understanding, which I call subjective logic. And subjective logic has to do with the basic that you realize that there's a need to have structure in order to thinking. That you can't just, like my mind, have it just going fucking crazy. You got to slow it all down, try to get that shit reined the fuck in. So you realize in thinking in general, not just me, but everybody is actually doing this.
Yeah.
So how am I ever to get my totally insane mind able to slow down enough to think clear thoughts? Is by this method. I force myself. I do it like a martial art. I do it like it's a way of life. That's why when you asked about politics, I don't do anything but a way of life. How do I do my style? It's a way of life. How do I care? It's a way of life. How do I do kindness? I want to be a kindness aficionado. I want to be so fucking good at kindness that just the mere mention of my name makes you smile and think of kindness. I want to be that kind. I want to be such a good person that I inspire everyone that hears my voice or reads my words to be a better human. Everyone, no matter what religion, no matter what culture, no matter what. I want to understand how to be a good person. And that goes back to my anarchism. It's really anarchism, I always think, is when people go, well, where are you trying to push anarchism? Anarchism is for everyone.
Yep.
Yeah. If you don't get that, you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
There is no who's anarchism for, who is it not the fuck for? It's for everyone.
That's right.
This is the problem, people.
Yeah, that's right. There are people who, even though they benefit off of the system as it is now, who would still be actually happier, better people if we were in an anarchist society.
Well, and I know there's proof of that. Once again, although I don't research anarchism, I have done just a tad bit of research because all of my ideas I demand, because I have how I get good ideas, just tell people too, and how I keep or perfect ideas is a better word too, or to remove them, is I have a belief etiquette. I have a fucking standard to how I will believe. And this has 3 stages. Starts again, because I'm always the same. That's why I try to show people. I don't think any different. Everything always is the freaking same, and it's always simple. It's always effective. So it starts at, the first thing is, I have a reasoned belief acquisition. That is, I demand of myself to try to make sure that I have a guard wall, that everything that comes up has got to be reasoned to be let through. In other words, someone's standing at the gate going, no, what are you? Conspiracy theory? Fuck, what the? No, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? This, or whatever, sexism, fuck off. Racism, you can go to fucking hell. You know what I'm saying? I want something that's at the gate that just says, fuck no, nothing but reason will get through. Period. And that's why I tell people when they say, things to me, like someone says, oh, you think you're an anarchist, but you have mastered money or this or that or the government or your wife or whatever. And I go, reason is my only master.
And I mean, one could even drill down on all of those various things and point out, well, no, in this way, I don't rule over this, I don't rule over my wife, or I don't,
totally.
I still have to exist in the system that exists. So money is still a thing that I use.
Wait, and all that, I just go, what you just said is a fallacy.
Right.
So the question is, would you like me to explain your fallacy for you?
Right.
And generally, when you say it like that, people just keep going. When you tell them it's fallacy, they either A, realize you're correct, because because this is what people understand. A fallacy, just because I am not saying that just so people know too, I've not read any books of logic. Sorry, Matt Dillon Honey, books of logic. I'm not saying people don't do that. I'm not saying, please, always educate yourself. I'm never saying don't educate yourself. I'm just fucking smart. And I think fucking really good. I'm sorry. And most of my shit is just my own head. Like, even like I came up with this saying, right? We rise by helping each other. And the reason why I came up with that saying is because I deal with people because I personally try to. I have friends in the UN. I have friends in every country in the fucking world. I have friends that are archaeologists. I have friends that are professors. I have friends that are sociologists, feminists, anarchists. I have artists, other countries. I have filmmakers. I have actors. I have like the weirdest assortment of like freaking everybody. I have gang members to freaking like politicians. I mean, I have it all, because to me, all that is just a human.
Yeah.
They label that shit different names. I don't. I do not exist in your fucking world. That's why I'm always freaked the fuck out when you guys, not you personally, but people fucking come and harass me with your fucking world. I'll be walking along with my little fucking dog, just kicking back, enjoying fucking life, and some asshole walk up and go, what the fuck do you have a small dog for?
Really?
And
People do that? Like it's any of their fucking business?
You know what? I'm not going to answer you. That's going to be the kindest thing I'm going to do. I fucking walked away. Because it really pissed me off, man. I wanted to unload, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to be a bigger person.
Wow.
This is part of dying to my ego. I always tell people, like, kindness is fucking easy. Seriously. It takes bravery, but it's easy.
Yeah.
It'll be the bravest thing you've ever done. Because you know what most people are? Selfish fucking cowards.
Yeah.
Cowards. If you will not defend justice, you are a motherfucking coward. Hey, I said it. And if you don't like it, fuck you. Because to me, I did remind me this morning, the person, or someone said to me, why do you fight for black rights? You post stuff every day. I go, yeah, until I fucking die or until the problem is gone. Yeah. And they go, well, but why? You already know it's bad. Let's just talk about it. People are dying. Why? People are fucking dying. Why?
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me? Are you asking me why I'm a good person? Because that's what I feel like you're asking me. Why do I care to be a good person? I don't know. Why do you think I should be a good person? Because I think that people are dying is a great fucking reason to care and to be a good person. If people dying is not the level that reaches your good person, I hate to be the one to break the newsflash to you, dickhead. You are a fucking selfish asshole. You're not a good person. Good people care. You know, I don't have to try to care. Like, I don't try to be an anarchist. That's why I always laugh because they act like, you know, like only when people are anarchists 16 years old. Sorry, I'm 49 and actually became an anarchist as an adult. Yeah. Not even ever thought about it as a child. Although if you would have told me as a child, I would have signed up.
Right.
But it was, so there's the most anarchist theory. I write a lot of stuff about anarchism. My views always. So, but I write some stuff that other people have written. But most of my stuff, I don't quote a lot of people and stuff because I don't read them. My ideas, I know some people told me sound like some other people. Good. That just means the quality of the ideas. If I sound like Marx, well, then we both agree that that's the way to do things.
Right.
It's fucking reasonable. You know, because this is what I try to think. You know what it shows? If actually I can come up with ideas. That's what I was talking back to the other thing too. Just like I've come up with ideas that other people have come up with, and they're actually mine, but my self-generated, I should say. They're not other influence. They're self-generated. And people go, Damien, you sound like, and I go read it, and I go, yeah, I do.
Right. It makes me think of like a long time ago. I used to really avidly read as much philosophy as I could. And one of the things I read was David Hume. And he said he had this bit about how there are no like original ideas per se. Like so many ideas are parallel. People are feeding off of the same resources. All these ideas are floating out there. So if you come up with an idea and Bakunin comes up with an idea, or Kropotkin, or, you know, some other thinkers, or then it just means the idea is
in good, one way, I'm better than all of those guys. You want to know why? Because normal people fucking love me. Yeah.
Well, that's the trouble with like Marx, right?
That's different than all of them, dude. I'm better than all of them. Just from that alone. My appeal is so universal, dude. And they get to hear anarchism in a way they've never heard it. They hear it like Beyonce singing. They're like, wow,
right?
Anarchism is fucking amazing.
Well, it is.
When I sing anarchism, the song is so beautiful, dude. It touches the heartstrings of. I'm telling you, like there's a saying that I say that touches people just to give you an idea. This is something that I say. It's one sentence, but it'll immediately touch no matter who the fuck hears it. I may never know how kind you are. No, I said it wrong. I may never know how beautiful you are until you are kind. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. And it's a concept to me that when people hear it, it shames you because you realize there's a deeper value that really matters. That it really, beauty comes, goes, or whatever. But I've met some beautiful people that have nothing to do with their attractiveness. And they're beautiful as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've met some people that are attractive as hell and ugly as shit.
Well, that's like, you see a lot of that with the like white nationalist movement over the last few years, is like they'll have physically attractive people as the face for this hateful rhetoric. And you're like, okay, but I hate you. You're like, you hate people. You're trying to harm people. I cannot see beauty in that. So
I see shame in it.
Yeah.
I don't even fuck around. There's fucking shame in racism. There's fucking shame in homophobia. There's fucking shame in sexism. There's fucking shame in classism. All of that shit should hold a hell of a lot of fucking shame. And if you don't feel shame, you're not paying attention. Here's another clue. If the only rights you fight for are your own, man, you have a lot to learn about the value of rights.
Yeah. That's one of the great things about being on the left politically, or like a social justice warrior or whatever, and being like a cis white dude is that I get to be humble. I get to be like fighting for other people's rights because I don't have to fight for mine because I've the privileged group. So now I get to be like, I don't know. I know other people might not see it as a privilege to fight for other people's rights.
I do.
But I think it's a privilege.
Even me, I don't. I am a intersex genderqueer male, so I'm not really cisgender, but a lot of people just assume I am because I'm tough and aggressive, and so they always go, yeah, because there's no women that are strong. Oh God, no.
Right.
No. The fact that they even think that just shows how fucking sexist they are.
Well, and
seriously, I've met some
weird
badass fucking women that knock your head off.
And it shows how like arbitrary and societally created gender is, right? Because they've got all these tropes that they associate with masculinity.
Dude, I get what I call it for me, gender policed.
Yeah.
People fucking gender police. I just want to go, fuck you. I hate it, man. Yeah. Leave me the fuck alone. In fact, you know how disgusting it is? I can't even buy glasses in the store. I like a lot of times what people call women's glasses. So I'll go up to the cashier in Walmart, right? Because I'm poor motherfucker, just so everybody knows I'm not rich. So and then I give away stuff for free. Do you know why? Not because I'm rich, because I fucking care. And here, let me explain to you what I care about, why I give shit away for free. My art, I want to sell for $250 every time it's published, anywhere. Okay? But I give it all for free. You know why I do that? I cater to the people that are fucking poor. Fuck the rich. Don't give a fuck about money. That's why I laugh when this one time this fucking guy goes, Damien, you're too extreme. Everything you have is like you're the most hardcore atheist, the most hardcore anti-religionist, hardcore kindness, hardcore humanity, hardcore anarchism, hardcore socialism, hardcore leftism. You're fucking everything is like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And I'm like, and? Sounds like I'm a fucking hero then. God damn.
I failed to see the problem in this. Yeah. I'm too hardcore for good things. That's a weird idea.
Well, I had someone, people will complain about everything. I had someone complain that I posted too many pictures of cats. Seriously. And I go, okay, I'm going to try to say this as nicest way possible to the guy. Because I always try to. Seriously. People think I'm mean. You don't even know. I could be fucking brutal. And I try so hard to be kind. Because it's not because I think that person deserves it. Oh, no. He deserves me to go off on him and what I call schooling them. But what I really realize is, you know what? That's my ego talking. My ego would love to school the world. I'd love to make every college professor come and fucking challenge my philosophy and watch me beat your motherfucking ass. Because guess what? Here's something new you never thought of. Everything you do, everything you think, someone else told you. Not me. I can think it up. I can make it up. I can invent it while we're talking. That's how good and creative I am. You can't. So you'll never win. And even if you did, it would be very momentary because I can come right back because everything I do is self-created and self-invented. And so I can invent it again. In fact, do you know that people do not realize I'm already, but people don't know this, and I know it probably sounds arrogant, but I'm already the most famous atheist in the world. People, and in fact, I'm talking about throughout all time. When they find out what I have figured out with religion, I will be the most famous atheist for the rest of all time. Because I will be the one who fucking solved about 100 problems in religion. And I'm not talking for atheists. I'm talking for archaeologists. I've solved 100 problems for archaeologists. In fact, this one archaeologist, just the other day, I posted this thing that shows the Salisbury Hill and how it had in a sense, a step pyramid thing first, and then it was buried to make it into a hill. So it was a step pyramid. The interesting thing, or I should say, pyramid-like. That's what he got irritated because I said it was pyramid-like. I didn't even call it a pyramid-like. I didn't even call it a fucking pyramid. I said it was pyramid-like, and it is a step structure. And first off, I thought, this shows how fuckers don't understand philosophy like I do. You know the first thing I would have thought if you said pyramid-like, even if I disagreed? First thing I would have thought is, what do you mean by pyramid-like? That's what I'm an axiologist. You know what we run off? Evidence. How the fuck can I make a value judgment off of nothing? You know what that's called? Opinion. You know what axiology is? A value judgment. How can I value judgment if it's opinion? Guess what? Opinions to axiologists. Nothing. Even my own opinion is worth nothing. I have a certain opinion. In fact, that's how I'm able to actually get rid of my opinions, by axiology. Because axiology don't give a fuck if Damien has an emotional attachment to something. Damien had an emotional attachment to some things. Believe me, I did not like to think I was a bully. Seriously, I know this is stupid because I actually kind of was sometimes, but I also was good a lot of times. People didn't know. I didn't actually, when I was like go to school, I didn't, like some people were like this continuous bully. I did do some really fucked up things, and I was a bully. Never really hurt women, but dude, one time, me and my friend were smoking pot in the garage, and I just felt violent. I just wanted to hit someone. I walked outside and I looked for someone to fight. Just ran. It was dark, and I just looking. I see this guy like, I don't know, 300 feet away at a bus stop. So I just fucking went over there and started punching him. Just so people understand how fucking violent I am. I'm a fucking sociopath. But like I said, the reason why everyone doesn't think I'm a sociopath, and when I say it, they go, oh no, Damien, you're not a sociopath. And I go, yeah, that's like telling me my gender is not intersex and genderqueer. Thank you for telling me who the fuck I am. But
I like the way you stated. I don't know if it was on the recording or not, but when you said like it's on a scale, right? From 1 till empathy's on a scale, and sociopaths are down near the bottom.
Oh yeah, well, okay. So the reason I say that I'm a sociopath, right? I always knew I had conduct disorder. I mean, this is documented, so you can go look. I cut a kid across the chest with a knife in high school. I mean, a 13-inch fucking cut, and because of my white privilege that the people think that doesn't exist, my white privilege actually kept me from going to fucking jail, because white schools were like, holy fuck, we don't want to have the news know that some kid got fucking slashed. So our white privilege would go, under the fucking rug. But I do think it's in the documentation that Damien had a week suspension for cutting a kid with a fucking knife.
I'm sure it does, yeah. Somebody wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah, there's a week suspension. And I know it. How else are they going to explain it? Damien did physical harm to a child with something? I mean, no matter how they say it, I'm telling you, it was a fucking knife. It was only a 6-inch knife, pocket knife of my friend's. He was playing with it, and once again, not just so you'll know, I'm not dangerous now. So please, if you meet me now, do not think I'm just going to hurt people. But let me tell you, if we're talking and someone tries to come and hurt us, and I feel the need, that person will get hurt. So it has its benefits too.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that I believe that a value-driven life, I should try very hard to be as honorable to the vulnerable as I want to be a fucking terror to tyrants. So that's my motto. How do I want you to be a good person? Real simple. Be as honorable to the vulnerable as I wish to be a terror to tyrants. So if I'm real aggressive, and I've already explained, I'm pretty fucking aggressive. If I want to be real violent, then you imagine how much care I have. I want to protect every fucking child alive across this earth. In fact, to remind me, I was in Mexico, just so people know, I'm not just talking bullshit. When I say I care, I fucking put my fucking boots on the ground. I went into Mexico, into an orphanage as an out atheist, anarchist and stuff, and humanist. And I said who I was, and they're like, oh, what? Never had an atheist here before. It's always just religious people. And I go, yeah, well, I'm trying to change that and show that, you know what? You don't have to have religion to care. You know why I care? Fucking humanity. My people are suffering. You know who are my people? Everyone. Yeah. My people. My people are suffering. And the power of the people. I'm going to go down and help. And I remember how shameful I felt when someone asked me, why do you go down to Mexico? I'm telling you, my fucking heart broke inside, because this person can no longer be my friend. I'm fucking done with them. I don't even care. I'm done. They just said something that hurt me so deep. You know what? Because I'm a good person. And I do not hang out with people that are not good people. That is not a good person. You are questioning why I help children, and then you made the comment because those children are Mexican, not what, American? Yes, they're not American. Can't you help American? See, and I knew my first thought was right. No longer my friend. I knew he's no longer my fucking friend, but he made sure that I was for sure about it. I'm like, oh, I know for sure I'm not his friend no more.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, he went ahead and just, and I just, but it's, I didn't even know what to say, because I often, I don't say things people don't realize. It is not because Damien has nothing to say. And I know how to make people feel real bad and shitty, and I could rip them apart with dignity attacks. But the reason I don't ever do that, and I try to teach people this, goes back to my first thing when you ask me about my politics. What is my politics? It's real simple. Let me explain it to everyone. And whatever you're thinking, always apply this and this maxim or whatever they call it, or this syllogism or whatever you want to call this way of thinking, and it will always end up correct. To Damien's thinking. I want to be a good human. There you go. You put that at whatever you think. Does Damien care about being a feminist? I don't know. Do good humans support feminism? I think so. Well, then of course Damien is a fucking feminist. What the fuck? Does Damien care about child rights? Do good people care about child rights? Yes. Well, then of course Damien fucking cares about child rights. Does Damien care about racism? Do good people care about racism? Yeah, absolutely. Well, then of course Damien cares about racism. Is Damien an anarchist? To me, personally, I don't know about the whole world, but for me personally, anarchists are fucking great people. So, if anarchists are great, I want to be an anarchist. That alone, just because they're... But I like all the ideas, but just... If I try to tell people that don't get trapped in anyone's ideas, not even your own. Be clear. The true thing I realized, and I'm a smart motherfucker, the wisest thing that I have ever done was choose to live a life of kindness. That is wisdom. Intelligence may make me think, ooh, superiority. But wisdom,
Right.
But wisdom makes me slow down and realize the superiority of kindness.
Yeah.
I realize, you know what? Anger, hate, fear, these things are for feeble minds. These are weaknesses. These are errors in reason. These are poor thinking. Clear minds do not think like this. This is not reason. Simple as that. It's just, I don't even have to defend it. It is not fucking reason. And if you try to test me, you will find out why it is not. And let me tell you, one of the biggest things it's not. People cannot do these things as racism and be a good person. People cannot be sexist as fuck and be a good person, to Damien. So as far as I'm concerned, it's that simple. There's good people and there's one that chooses to not be good people. That's it. And you want to think they're saying, oh, it's really bad that now everything is polarized. Motherfucker, it's always been class war. What are you, crazy?
Yeah. Yeah. The idea that it's more polarized now is a little odd.
Yeah.
Considering like
they set up the whole system that oppresses us. And then when I said, why am I being oppressed? Like, hey, quit talking.
Yeah, that's right. There used to be a meme that was going around. Second. Oh, yep.
Do you need help? Well, you know, I have to go.
Okay, no worries.
No, you hold on. Okay. She's bringing in groceries.
Oh, we can end it. Whatever you want to do.
Well, I mean,
I understand.
I'm gonna have to end it. I want to be a good person. You know, to me, good person takes care of his wife. Sorry. I enjoyed it, man. We'll definitely talk again, but I need to be a good person.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
Hello, and welcome to my channel. I am Damien Marie AtHope. In the simplest terms, I am an atheist humanist philosopher and prehistorical writer-researcher at DamienMarieAtHope.com. I am specifically an axiological atheist. An axiological atheism can be thought to involve ethical and value theory reasoned and moral argument driven apatheism, agnosticism, atheism, antitheism, antireligionism, secularism, and humanism. Axiological atheist can be understood as a value theory or a value science atheist. As an axiological atheism's ethically reasoned and constructive pro-humanity. I am an axiological thinker, value theorist. The science of goodness, worthiness, usefulness, valuableness, virtue, reliableness, accuracy, validity, morality, integrity, beneficialness, etc., etc. We axiologists have a value consciousness. And in general, we see the architecture of humanistic humanitarianism value in people that we see as dignity beings. Places and things are not. Axiology is a value theory. In its broadest sense, it involves areas of philosophy that are deemed to encompass some evaluative or evaluation aspect. Therefore, it crosses almost all domains in some way or another. Now for a more detailed terms as to what I am. I am an axiological atheist, an anti-theist, an anti-religionist, secularist, humanist, rationalist, writer, artist, poet, philosopher, advocate, activist with schooling in psychology, sociology, as well as I am an autodidact, self-taught in science, archaeology, anthropology, and philosophy. I promote science and am against pseudoscience, pseudo-history, pseudo-morality, things that are found in religion. I support realism, axiology, of course, liberty, justice, ethics. I am also an anarchist socialist. I support anarchism and socialism, progressivism, liberalism, philosophy, psychology, archaeology, and anthropology, advocating for sexual, gender, child, secular, LGBTQIA+, race, class rights, and equality. So if you can guess from all that, I support or challenge that I have an eclectic variety of videos on a variety of topics. Please take time to check them out. As well as if you enjoy them, please give them a like. And don't forget to subscribe, as new things are on their way all the time for my channel.